We are kicking off a new series called Today's 101. A couple of weeks ago on my blog at iVillage.com, I asked, what would you like to see us do to keep you better informed? Well, it got a big response, and the one thing that you kept telling me is that you want us to give more context for the news we report. One viewer named Terry wrote, I feel that we are all in the dark when it comes to the Middle East. We never get the backstory when it comes to other religions and nations. Well, Terry, we hear you. So today we're going to tackle some of the terms you hear when we cover the war in Iraq, specifically the difference between Sunnis and Shiites in the Muslim region. Here's NBC's Middle East correspondent Richard Engel with today's 101.
The split between Sunnis and Shiites is a very basic divide that goes back to the earliest days of Islam. In the 7th century, when the Muslim prophet Muhammad died, he left his new religion and empire with a fundamental question: who would rule? He didn't have any sons. He did have one daughter, Fatima. Fatima was married to Muhammad's cousin, Ali, and some thought at the time that Ali should take power. Others thought that Muhammad's closest friend and confidant, Abu Bakr, should be the new ruler. Ali lost this early power struggle, and his followers started to be called the Shiite Ali, or the Party of Ali, later shortened to just the Shiites. Ali eventually did attain power, but he was murdered and then buried in the central Iraqi city of Najaf. Ali's son Hussein decided to raise an army and avenge his father's death and retake control of the Islamic Empire. But that army was destroyed. Hussein was slaughtered in battle and buried in the city of Karbala. The split between Sunnis and Shiites was final. Over the centuries, the two religions grew distinct, with Shiites believing they were the true keepers of the faith. Sunnis, or traditionalists, accepted the succession of power as it happened, and they accused Shiites of being heretics, even idol worshippers, for worshipping Ali and Hussein almost as much as God.
And that was NBC's Richard Engel. Well, here are some other key facts about the divide between Shiites and Sunnis today. There are about 1.3 billion Muslims worldwide, and the majority are Sunnis. In fact, Shiites make up only about 10 to 20% of the population. But in a few places, Shiites are the majority. In Iran, for instance, they're 90% of the population, and in Iraq, 65%. Now, when he ruled Iraq, Saddam Hussein, a Sunni, persecuted the Shiites. Now that he is gone, the Iraqi Shiites want to rule, and they've allegedly been aided by their brethren across the border in Iran. Well, if we push into Iraq's capital city of Baghdad, you can see how closely Sunnis and Shiites live from neighborhood to neighborhood. While the divide between the two has always existed, the instability in the country allows both sides to now try to claim power. In other words, the lid has come off of a boiling pot. But it is also important to note that even in the midst of this growing civil war, there are various religious and political leaders in both groups who have very different agendas. We're going to take a closer look at this tomorrow and Friday. I know it's confusing, but we're going to try to sort through all of it. We want and we welcome your questions. Just go to our website at today.msnbc.com to send them to us and hopefully to learn a little bit